Thank you for joining us for our Spotlight Information event with Events and Hospitality Management. We've got loads of great content coming up for you this evening. We'll be here with the curriculum managers for the department, as well as great video content. We've got a Dartford campus tour, a dedicated event and hospitality management video as well, and then we will be ending with live Q&As. So feel free to pop any questions in the comments or the Q&A box. I'm going to pass you over to Amanda now. So over to you. Thank you.
Hello, hi. Welcome to Hospitality and Events. As Sean said, thank you very much. I'm Amanda. I'm one of the curriculum managers here. We work very closely with the Travel and Tourism Department and share the role between myself and Helen. I started out many years ago doing the Travel and Tourism course at our Gravesend campus. I then went on to work in the travel and tourism industry with a link to hospitality. So I was very lucky in my first job to progress quite quickly, and the company grew rapidly, and we needed a social team. So I started to get my interest or enthusiasm for the event industry through that, because I was given the role of organising all of the social events for the staff, and we had over 700 staff. So I used to do Christmas balls, summer balls, all fun stuff to keep the staff motivated. But I also used to run all the corporate events, which I then took with me to all of the other companies that I worked with. And then recently, maybe 4 years ago, we decided that it was selfish of us just to do travel and tourism. So we introduced hospitality and events, and we've been lucky enough to grow enough to be able to now split those departments. So we have travel and tourism and hospitality and events. So it's been a real interesting journey for us to develop something from scratch, and that's kind of what I like about the event and hospitality industry. It's ever changing, and it's quite fast paced. So I have experience within this, but in a travel and tourism environment. So I should probably also say I've been working here now for I think I'm on my 14th year. So quite established at the college. Right, I'll pass you over to my colleague Helen.
Hi, I'm Helen Ward-Nixon. I'm one of the curriculum managers for hospitality and events, and we're looking forward to presenting what we do and showcasing what we're doing as a department during this Spotlight event. I have worked at the college for 13 years, and I've worked within travel, hospitality and events for 15. So I, myself and my team have got a lot of experience to offer our applicants. I've worked in various roles, including tour operations, hospitality in terms of the hotel sector, and events in many different capacities, including within North Kent College and within organisations I've worked for, a little bit like Amanda said, so arranging events within organisations for the social side. And hospitality events is my passion. So we're hoping that comes through to our students, because in many cases, events and hospitality, a lot of the students actually don't know what that means. So hopefully with this presentation, you're going to find out a little bit more about what we do. Okay, back to you, Sean.
Thank you. So yes, as I mentioned before, I will now be playing you the Dartford campus tour video, and then it will be followed by the events and hospitality management video. So please enjoy. Thank you.
My name's Helen Ward-Nixon and I'm the Curriculum Manager for Hospitality and Events at North Kent College. I have worked for travel, hospitality and events since 1993, and I have a different experience in different areas of hospitality, events and travel. These include working within a hotel, working for a travel agency and running my own events. Here at North Kent College we try to embrace lots of interactive styles of work, different ways we assess you to pick up the skills you're going to need for working in the industry. We use our terminal, we use a check-in desk, we use lots of customer service equipment that will improve your confidence and develop your skills to be able to enter in the industry when you finish here at North Kent College. Events and hospitality is one of the fastest growing sectors within the UK business, and we are developing our students and developing their skills and qualities to be able to work within this sector. And we're doing this by encouraging them to take opportunities of running events within North Kent College. The types of events we run here are a large careers fair, which we have many organisations from around the local area and beyond to come and talk to our students about different careers within travel, hospitality and obviously within the college. Our students lead this event, and they pick up skills within business development, within finance, within managing budget and all the different areas required to be able to run an event, and this is vital to their experience.
I hope you enjoyed that video. Back over to Helen and Amanda now for the curriculum showcase talk.
Okay, welcome back. And yes, so events and hospitality. This is a chance for you guys to also ask some questions that may not have been covered. We'll try and cover everything that we would like you to know. I want to start off by saying that, you know, this isn't the normal way we would present information. We do like to see people face to face. With this unusual year, we've had to think on our feet, and the event industry and hospitality have definitely had to do that. So this year has been very much about us adapting what we do and implementing more curriculum to build our students up to this new environment which we are set to work in. So the fact that we're doing a live event and we actually teach events, and we've adapted what we do to teach our students how to run live events, it is you know, it's a strange situation. But it's been challenging, and it's also been very enriching finding out from organisations how they've had to think on their feet. So events and hospitality, an industry that has struggled but adapted. We have students that are really interested within the hotel sector, hospitality, and working with different areas in events. And like I said earlier, quite often they don't really know where they fit into that environment. So we offer different courses at different levels to pitch students, our applicants, at the right level in terms of entering into our courses. We do a level 2 course. A level 2 course, you will need 5 GCSEs grade 3 or above, preferably in maths and English. Although if you don't reach your grade 4 maths and English, you will be expected to do that again within the college. I'm sure you guys would know that. Also, we do a level 3 diploma in hospitality and events, which will then lead on to an extended diploma in hospitality and events if you progress to the 2nd year. So the equivalent of 3 A levels if you get that full extended diploma. So the reason why students come to our college over doing A levels and maybe studying something in particular, is our team have all worked in industry. They've all worked within the events, hospitality and travel environment. So we pride ourselves of actually giving you a real experience in terms of what it's like to work in that particular job. And we try to embed in much enrichment and outside classroom theory, sort of outside classroom practicality through trips as we can. But as you could probably realise, we haven't been able to fulfil what we would normally do in a normal year within NKC. We've had to sort of adapt what we do a little bit, but we do offer and hopefully from September or towards the end of this year, we can open up the events, hospitality and travel and start getting out of the classroom a little bit more and see how the events industry works within different organisations around our local area, as well as taking our students overseas to see internationally. So the types of trips that we plan to do if once the restrictions are lifted are, Amanda?
Okay, that's me. So we have really good links with people that work in industry already. So for example, the O2. Now anybody can go to the O2. I'm sure you've probably been to the O2, but with our links, we can get a real insight to what happens behind the scenes. And that's the most important part for somebody that's looking to work there. You know, I'm sure I used to go to airports and think, wow, I could work here. It's always buzzing. There's always something going on. The O2, Wembley Arena, they're very similar venues. Excel, there's always something going on. It's quite buzzy. But we need to show you what happens in the behind the scenes, because that's the part that you would be involved in. So we're really fortunate to have some great people that are very keen to bringing young people into the industry and sharing their knowledge and experience with them. So we visit lots of places like that that give you an idea of what it would actually be like to work there, not to visit as a concert goer or person who is just going to an event there, but what it's actually like to work there. So we do that with lots of the entertainment venues, but we also go to places like Leeds Castle, who run lots of events, lots of hospitality, and again they show you behind the scenes tours. So the trips that we do, we try and incorporate a fun element to them as well, obviously. But everywhere we go, there has that learning ethic to it. We also do residential trips, as Helen briefly mentioned. And the idea of that is that you see what it's like to potentially work for an internationally based company. So, for example, if you went to work for the Hilton, and you became an event manager with the Hilton in Dartford or London, there's absolutely no reason why you couldn't do that worldwide. It's the same principle, they follow the same work ethic. So it gives you that opportunity to work in a real fun environment, but potentially all over the world. So yeah, we try and mix it up as much as we can, and we do like experiences outside of the classroom, because we feel that you remember more, you learn more from that, and it gives you a real insight to what it's like to work in the industry, because it's a real hard working industry. It can be long hours, it can be very early starts, very late finishes. You know, you need to be there hours before the event starts, you need to work through the event, and then you need to be working hours after. So we build you up for that with the events that we run internally.
Okay, that links quite well with work experience. In terms of working within events and hospitality, there's certain skills that students will need to have, and some students come into our courses and they already have these established, and some learners may take a little while to build those up. But it's the strength of the team that brings those skills out of different learners. So we really do value the organisations that work with us in terms of letting our students carry out work experience. And the beauty of that is the more work experience these students have, the chances are, one, they may be employed once they finish the course, but also our employers now are saying they want experience. They have to have experience in order to apply. So it's a real must for us to get the students in a customer service environment as much as we can. And that is sometimes just with helping with part-time jobs. But the more we can lead towards the sectors in which they're studying, the quicker they pick up the skills that they need. And I think, like Amanda said, you know, the actual reality of how an event runs is very different from the glamorous side it actually seems. It involves a lot of hard work, determination, and actually being able to reflect on something that possibly didn't go so well and make changes for the future. And some students take a while for that to appreciate that. So this first term with the students this year, because they've had to adapt from doing physical events to remote or online events, they're actually running some this year. We have some live events running within our department for the rest of our students, Christmas events, of course, which they've put on, and they've had to rehearse and pick up on what goes wrong, and they've learned quite a lot from that. And we're lucky to obviously to have a marketing team that are obviously doing the spotlight events for us this week. That also they can share their knowledge with our learners about how that works. So when they do leave us, they are equipped with the information that they need to be able to go to interview and explain exactly how it works. And that's really important to us. And that links a little bit into our employability, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. And so to just, I mean, we will cover this as well at the end, but if you do want to apply, I should do that now because that links in with that. If you do want to apply, you can, we'll just tell you about our application process. So you can apply online. You can go onto the website. It's a very simple link. But us as a department, all of the departments at the college do it slightly different. As Helen said, we really like to meet you because it's really important for us to understand kind of what kind of person you are, what sort of area you want to go to work in, because that can help us select the right course for you, and perhaps give you some guidance and some advice on how you can kind of fulfill that career or your career sort of choices, which links in with the companies that we work with. So it's quite nice for us to get early on, you know, an idea of what you want to do, and we can start picturing you with particular employers. So once you've applied online, we do a similar activity to this, but it's a little bit more interactive because it's kind of a smaller group. And by the time that you come to that point, you're 100% sure that, you know, you want to do this particular course. So it's a much more focused session. After that, we do a one-to-one interview. At the moment, it is online to kind of keep you safe and keep us safe, so that we can keep working. And we're hoping that after Easter, we'll be able to run taster days. So those taster days, the size of them will be dependent on what's going on in the world. But there will definitely be an opportunity to come in, even if it is just very small numbers, to meet other people in your group and to meet the staff. And that's when we start to get an idea of kind of what you're hoping to do, what your kind of ambitions are, what your drive is for doing this course, so that we can start to kind of direct you in the right way, along with the support of the employers that we work with.
Okay, so in terms of your working week with us, you will be in college 2 days a week at present, and 1 day we'll be working remotely like this, which has been really valuable for our students to actually get the experience of working on a remote basis, building up the confidence to speak online, because that's how employers are actually interviewing students now. So we run a 3 day, 2 days in, 1 day out, We don't know whether that will be continuing in September. We hope it will, because it's great for your skills. We use Microsoft Teams for our digital collaboration. The students, most of them really enjoy it because everything's all in one place. We run our lessons through Teams. We communicate all the time through Teams. In fact, email seems to be a little bit of a thing of the past with students now. So everything's quite tight, and it means that we can communicate with you quite regularly and keep you updated with everything you need to know. So that's quite nice, especially in an environment at the moment where we are so separate. That the students do feel that we are still there. So that's a really good feedback we've had from that. In terms of your getting to college, we've got our shuttle bus that runs from Dartford to Dartford station into college, so we can cover quite a large area in terms of your coming into the college, and the fact that it's 2 days a week hopefully will make it a little bit easier for everybody and a little bit cheaper, which is great. And also with the only 3-day commitment, you guys can actually get work experience as well, or part-time jobs. Some of our students work within events in their part-time work, which is excellent and exactly what we're looking for.
So that kind of links in with our focus as well. We're not here just to get you your qualification. We're here to make sure that you have somewhere to go after the qualification. We don't just wave goodbye to you at the end and say well done. Really, right from the very beginning, right from the start, we work with you to help build employability skills and soft skills up. I mean, this industry is it's manic at times. It's very fast. It's very demanding. You need to be confident. You need to be able to use your initiative, and lots of what we do build those skills up. So it isn't always just focused on the theory side of how you manage an event, how you budget for an event. It's very much how you deal with an event, because things go wrong, things happen. You have to be able to think on your feet and be confident to do that. So we run regular weekly sessions. We call them employability, but it's really employability and life skills. It's all about just developing the skills that perhaps you haven't yet used. So presentations, face-to-face, dealing with difficult customers, all of those skills are really important, and will come across the interview. So we do lots of interview practice with you. We help with application forms, and that isn't just at the end of the course. We do that throughout, because if you can get part-time work and that fits in with your schedule, you naturally start to build those skills up, and we think that it's our job to help you with that, because when you leave, you've then got experience, qualification, you've got life skills, which mean a lot to employers, and it could make you unique. It could be your unique selling point when you go along with 20, 30 others for that perfect job for you. We want to make sure that we've given you unique selling points, and we try really hard to do that, not just based on theory, but also your own characteristics and the way that you perhaps adapt to different situations. So we do that, as I say, from week 1 right the way through, and we're quite focused on that, the beginning of the course, just to make sure that you're on the right course. We can change the course that you're on if perhaps you'll find it a little bit too easy, or maybe sometimes a little bit too hard. If something's too hard, you're not going to get the most out of that. So we have that flexibility to be able to work with you to make sure that you are on the right course. We're very lucky. We're a very large college. We offer a variety of different options as well. So sometimes students come on and they start with us and think, oh, it's not quite what I was thinking, or they might have a friend in a different course, and sometimes your outlook changes. What you want to do changes. So we do have that option to be a little bit flexible and move you around and get you to try out different areas if you don't feel that the course is suitable for you. So it's quite flexible and we're quite adaptable here.
Okay, so what will you do after us? As I said, you can start on a level 2, which is equivalent of your GCSE level, and progress to a level 3. So you're moving into the A levels criteria, and the level 3 moves it into a diploma to an extended. So that's a 2-year at level 3. Our students, when they do leave us, go into many different areas. Events and hospitality does lean itself into quite a lot of marketing. Marketing is quite key to events. So quite a few students go into marketing-based roles because they're quite interested in driving the business and the actual selling side of events. We've had wedding planners, we've had students that are really interested in the festival side, so festival management, which there is actually a degree that you can progress onto, which links in festival management, which will hopefully boom. Again, I know there's a lot of people that are booking festivals for next year, so fingers crossed they will all happen. But like we've said with travel, events is going to be something that everybody wants to take part in once these restrictions are lifted. The first thing people want to do is socialise and go to events that maybe they've had cancelled. So our students will be ready, they will be trained, they will have the knowledge and skills built up over the next year or 2 years, ready to go into employment, and we will work really closely to build that experience up in work, employability, and obviously within knowledge in terms of how the industry works. So there's lots of positive that's coming through from all our organisations that we work with, that things are going to boom, and we're quite excited about how that's going to change the remote event into the physical again. So lots to get excited about. Okay, I think that is
I should just add there, we also do have lots of local employers that work with us, so there are opportunities that come up for you to work with some of our partners, either on work experience, which very often leads into part-time work, but even if not, again, it's something that we're quite proud of, that they come to us when they have vacancies, and we can then forward them on to our students. So as soon as the industry does boom, I think that seems to be the word of the day, as soon as it does boom, those employers are going to start coming back to us, and we need to make sure that the students are ready for that. So we are working really hard to get ready for that, with whether it be virtual or face to face. So yes, so watch this space. So I think that's we've covered everything. We need to go back to Sian so we can do some Q&As, if there are any Q&As for us, Sian.
Yep, there's a few Q&As. If you just bring up the box now and work your way through them. Thank you.
Okay. We'll do them now.
Okay, so first question, what are the entry requirements? We have a level 2, which is 4 GCSEs, grade 3 or above. Yeah. And we have level 3, which is 5 GCSEs, grade 4 and above. You said below, it's below, isn't it? So 4 and above.
Yes.
And then we obviously got to progress on to the extended. So we for the level 3, we require maths and English within those GCSEs or equivalents. Okay. The next question. I think you should take that question.
I'll do the next one. Okay, do we wear a uniform? For us, it's really important that there's a two-pronged attack with this. When you go to work in industry, it's really important that you follow a corporate image, because you're representing a company. We feel exactly the same here. To us, we are a team. We're a team, whether you're a staff member or whether you're a student. You are part of our team. You represent us in college and you represent us outside. So we do have a uniform policy, and we're really quite strict with that because we feel that it makes all of us feel part of the same team. So when we see our students around campus, we can be proud that they are part of our team. Everybody recognises our department across campus because, as Helen said, we're very involved with all of the events that run. So our image is important, and we think it's important, should be important to you, so that you feel part of our team.
Okay, so where is the course based? So presently we're at Dartford campus in Wimbledon, Dartford. So quite easily accessible from Dartford station. Buses tend to go to Dartford, and then we've got our shuttle bus that runs into the college quite regularly. Okay.
Which is free, by the way,
Which is
shuttle bus. Okay, so do we have do we offer support for students with learning difficulties? Absolutely. Depending on what support you need, we are equipped to help you with that. So if you have an EHCP, we can provide one-to-one support for you if that's what you need. Sometimes students come to us and they've had support in the past, they want to try without, and vice versa. So again, as we said, we work really closely with all of our students right at the beginning of the course to make sure that you've got everything you need to succeed. So if you have had support and you feel that you're going into an environment where you want to try and be more independent, we will have support available, but we'll work with you to try and limit that support so that you can perhaps become a bit more independent and try things on your own. Also, the staff, we have a very open door policy. We communicate with you on a regular basis, so we're always there to support you. Everybody sometimes has a bad day, has a unit they particularly may not understand and want extra help with that unit. We can offer that support. Our only stipulation is that you communicate with us. If we don't know what your needs are, we can't help you. So it's a real two-way operation, but any support you need at all, we're more than happy to provide that for you.
Okay, can I go into event sales and marketing with this course? Absolutely. We definitely will be giving you the skills to do that. We actually have a unit called event organisation, and we have a unit called personal selling in hospitality and events. So we actually do actually go into those areas in quite a lot of detail. So these are avenues in which you can take.
Okay, I'll come back to how we apply at the end. Can you explain how? Oh, sorry, that moved up then. Miles, can you explain how the planning side of the course works? Do we get to plan for an event? So, yes, Helen said, as a college, we run lots of events. But it was when we started this course, when we introduced hospitality event management as a department, we also ran a careers fair. The idea of that careers fair is, one, to help our students find work, speak to employers, and have real meaningful encounters with people that are actually doing the job right now. And when we had our first hospitality group, the idea of that event is that the students run the event. So we say it's a student-led event for students. Obviously, we're there to support and to help, but as a student, you would be involved in that. You go out, you visit employers, you ask employers to come to the event, you work with the students across the site, because now that particular event has grown. It was just for our department, it's now grown college-wide, and we're hoping it's going to continue to grow. We're just looking at ways that we can do it virtually this year, but hopefully the year after it will be back to being face-to-face. So we have over 50 employers that come to that event, some looking for staff, some looking to just help nurture and provide information to students that are enthusiastic about their areas. So every part of that event you're involved in. You do the communication, you do the invites, you do the layout, you do the catering, you do the hospitality, you do the data analysis after, everything. You go to management meetings to work with different areas in the college so that we meet their needs. And you also get involved in other events we run, such as end of term graduations, end of term staff events, which is what I was saying earlier about you're quite well known within our college, because we get involved with all departments and help out with their events. So it's very hands-on. It's as much hands-on as we can make it for you, because you learn better when you're doing something.
Okay, does the course cross over? Yeah, with catering and hospitality at Gravesend. Yes, I should have mentioned that. We do link with the Gravesend campus and have done so in a little bit closer this year. We have the catering side over at Gravesend College. And our students, our second year students at the moment, our level 3 second years are covering some units that can't be delivered within Dartford because we haven't got the facilities. So they had the chance to study alcoholic beverage, food service, European food, Asian food, and start learning about the different styles of food that different events might require. So that's more string to their bow as such, so they can actually put that onto their CV, saying that they're able to cook, they're able to serve, they're aware of hygiene. So, you know, eventually as they move up within the events and hospitality and their hospitality careers, they've actually worked in those different areas that eventually they'll be employing people to do those jobs, or they might take that side of catering even further themselves. So it has actually opened up quite a few doors for some learners, and our seconds are really enjoying the diversity of working within the kitchen, working within the restaurant, and also working here at Dartford as well, which is a mixture of practical meet and greet as well as theory. So it's quite a nice variety that the students have at the moment, and we will definitely be taking that forward to next year's programme, and maybe embedding more units that we feel that the students will need when entering you know, the events industry.
Okay, so next question, I'll link these two together. It's what links do you have with employers, which I think we've covered, and do you work with international hospitality providers? So we work with very local companies. So we work with Hilton, the Marriott, especially, and we have worked with them for a very long time. Obviously, both of those are international providers. When we go abroad, we visit large hotel complexes that have UK-based hotels and hotels abroad, so that you can get an idea of perhaps the differences, because sometimes there are, depending on which country you go to, and also the other smaller providers. So we work locally with wedding planners, event organisers, and our students can go with them to do work experience. We're hoping that we are going to build up our links with the festivals this year, because we're hoping festivals are going to be running, mainly because we've booked one, but we are hoping that festivals are going to be running. So if they are, they're going to be crying out for volunteers, because the industry is struggling, has struggled. So that's a great way to build up experience. So we'll start looking into that in the new year, and hopefully that will open up opportunities. So the work placement side of that also, which is the next question, we do work with employers, but we also like you to do as much experience as possible. So sometimes working with one employer for a long period of time isn't necessarily the best thing for you, depending on your career objectives. So as we said earlier, we work really closely with you to make sure that you're doing the right experience to link with your career objectives. So it might be that you go to 5 or 6 different places over the course of a year, so that you get a variety of experience that will help you get that job when you finish. If you're clear on what you want to do, it's possible that you might do work experience with one company over the course of a year, maybe go to the same one 2 or 3 times, because that's the kind of company that you want to work for. So we adapt it to meet your needs as much as we possibly can. Okay, so you want to take the COVID one?
Yeah. So I have mentioned this before, but I just go over it again. The industry is changing. So we've had to adapt with the COVID restrictions. So that has been quite challenging, I think, for every institution in education. However, the events and hospitality industry and travel and tourism will always have factors affecting it. This is a big factor, and we have luckily got lots of organisations that have explained how they've adapted their practice. So I feel that the students are quite equipped with how quick on their feet businesses are to stay in business. So we are training the students outside the sort of planned curriculum in terms of the remote live events online and how that works. So they are equipped with both. So the physical side of events, the hands-on, and also sort of the technical digital side, how that works as well. So we're hoping that actually, looking at the positives, which Amanda and I do like to do, we've actually increased the students' knowledge on events and hospitality, because we've been hit with the COVID restrictions. So hopefully they will come out of it with a little bit more to their CV.
Okay, do I have time, Sean, for one very quick question?
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
One is just coming through Facebook. Oh, I feel like a real...
You know what? You read my mind, because I was just about to ask you to answer it. So you're already ahead of me.
Oh, brilliant. So I've got it all going on. The question is there, I don't even know if I can say her name, but anyway, someone's asked, is there a guaranteed placement at the end of the course? So no, there isn't. However, our positive destinations is very high. So if you do get involved with as many events as you can and all of the opportunities that we push your way, it puts you in a much better position to have a job at the end of it. Very often the companies we work with, they will take you on work experience. That gives them an idea of your skill set and what you're capable of. If then they have a job come up, they already have a bank of people that we've put forward for work experience to choose from, and that puts you in a much better position. So yeah, that was the answer to that. And then Sian's there was another question about how to apply, but Sian's gonna cover that.
I will cover that. That's fine. Thank you so much, both of you. Brilliant. So just to cover obviously how you do apply, please go onto the website. On the homepage there is the apply online button. Obviously click on that and then go through the motions with your application. If you have pre-registered on the event, a follow-up email will be sent to you with further details if you'd like more information or a bit more one-to-one support. If you are watching on Facebook, you can head over to the events page on the website again, and there is contact details if you want more information there as well. Obviously, I hope whoever's watching, I've hoped you really enjoyed it. I have, so I hope you have as well. And thank you to obviously Helen and Amanda for the amazing insight. So have a lovely evening. Thank you.
Bye-bye.